92 bricks, nigga.
This is 92 Bricks, the fastest growing hip hop page on Instagram. Now we're here to take over YouTube, treating you to exclusive inside information covered like never before. Kick back, hit the thumbs up button, and subscribe.
Rap artist Tupac Shakur was apparently attacked in a New York City recording studio.
While I'm in jail, strangers is telling me, yo, you don't know? Biggie homeboy shot you.
Shakur, who was shot 5 times Wednesday during an apparent robbery attempt.
The rumors that's spreading is on some tip like we set him up.
Half of New York is commenting on me getting shot. And before, they was all like, we didn't see nothing.
Shakur is currently undergoing surgery for multiple gunshot wounds.
The song that turned whispers into war. A record that made Tupac think his closest friend did him dirty. A record that the streets still debate to this day. Was it just a coincidence? Or was it the cruelest taunt in hip-hop history? By the end of this documentary, you'll know the full story behind the track that many say sparked the East Coast-West Coast War. You'll see how a verse meant for an R&B interlude became a ghost that haunted Biggie Smalls until the day he died. So spark up that Brooklyn finest and lock in, because you don't want to miss this. This is Who Shot Ya? The deadliest question in hip-hop. From brothers to strangers. Before there was beef, there was brotherhood. It's 1993. Christopher Wallace, just another hungry MC from Brooklyn, is flown out to LA with a couple Uptown Records interns. His goals? Cop some weed and hopefully meet Tupac Shakur. And the crazy part? It works. A local dealer links them, and Pac doesn't just dap Biggie up, he welcomes him in. Pac brings them into his house, pulls out a freezer bag packed with the greenest weed they'd ever seen, then drags out a duffel bag filled with unloaded pistols and machine guns. They're outside in the backyard running around with them like kids, laughing, playing. From that night, the bond was sealed. Whenever Biggie was in LA, he'd crash on Pac's couch. When Pac came to Brooklyn, he'd pull up in a white limo, roll through Bed-Stuy, and hang with Junior Mafia, Biggie's music crew at the time.
He was coming on the block, like coming there, sitting there, literally hanging out with us. Not just coming to get big. He would sit out there, roll up a blunt, sit out there, talk to all the little youngins out there, you know what I mean?
But it wasn't just hanging out. Pac gave Biggie real opportunities in music. He let him open shows, put him in front of new crowds. At that time, Pac wasn't just a friend, he was Big's mentor in music.
But now I'm about to pass this motherfucker on because this Tangeray is getting hella strong.
Money, hoes, and clothes. Blood smoke coming out the nose. Is all a nigga knows. Flipping on foes, putting tags on toes.
But what makes this story so tragic is what came after. Within a year, that same couch surfing friendship would turn into suspicions, accusations, and diss tracks that shook hip-hop forever. The same man who let you sleep on his couch was getting treated like an op. The same friend who once had your back would one day hear your voice asking, "Who shot you?" 5 shots in New York. November 30th, 1994. Tupac Shakur walks into Quad Recording Studios in Manhattan. He's there to lay a feature for an artist named Lil Sean, a young Uptown rapper. The session was set up by music promoter Jimmy Henchman, a man with deep street ties. What Pac doesn't know is that he's walking into a trap. The moment he steps into the lobby, masked gunmen rush him. 5 shots ring out. They strip him of his Rolex, his gold chains, thousands in jewelry. Blood is everywhere, but Pac fights back, staggering, spitting, refusing to go quietly.
Tupac was there to get robbed. He owed Jimmy Henchman some money.
It was really Jimmy Henchman. Jimmy Henchman homies spilled the beans and said he paid us to do this to Pac.
I never said 2 words to Tupac. Nothing. I found out about that session that day.
Rap artist Tupac Shakur was apparently attacked in a New York City recording studio.
Shakur, who was shot 5 times Wednesday during an apparent robbery attempt.
Tupac resisted. He was shot numerous times, at least twice in the head.
Against all odds, he survives. But survival doesn't bring peace, it brings paranoia. Because upstairs in the studio that night, guess who was there? Biggie and his crew, Junior Mafia. They were in their very first session working on the Conspiracy album. And when Pac was wheeled past on a stretcher, to him it looked too familiar, too coordinated. The next day, while recovering from his injuries, Tupac was convicted in a sexual assault case and was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison. While incarcerated, Tupac heard whispers that Biggie and his camp might have known more about the Quad Studios ambush than they let on.
While I'm in jail, strangers is telling me, yo, you don't know? Biggie homeboy shot you. So that's how I knew who shot me, what happened, and everything.
Lil Cease remembered it different.
You know what I'm saying? We just got signed, and it was our first studio session. And some told me to look over, because of course we high up. I'm looking over, I see the bandana. So I could just see. I know how Pac walk and all that. So I'm like, oh, that look like Pac. I go back in the room, I tell Big, I'm like, yo, Big, Pac downstairs. He's like, you lying. I'm like, nah, dead ass, he downstairs. He was like, oh, all right, go get him. No regular shit, like, all right, go grab him. You know what I'm saying? Big up here, I'm gonna come get you for him. And when I went downstairs, that's the madness I ran into.
After that night, Tupac pointed the finger at Puffy, Biggie, henchmen, and others as part of the shooting. From then on, the friendship was gone. And the beef with Biggie had begun. And for Biggie, that moment was devastating. He tried to tell anyone who would listen he had nothing to do with it.
And the rumors that's spreading is on some tip like we set him up. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. It's just ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? But I also understand that if you was to get shot 5 times, mine is just completely spinning, you know what I'm saying? You're real confused about your situation.
But the optics? The streets don't forget coincidences like that. So ask yourself, if you're Biggie, how do you clear your name when the man calling you a traitor is the same one you once called your brother? This is a public service announcement. If you don't subscribe now, I might just have to make a phone call to Jimmy Henchman. The origins of Who Shot Ya. To understand the storm that Who Shot Ya unleashed, you've got to rewind. Before Bad Boy, before the East versus West headlines, let's go back to Uptown Records, early 90s New York. This is where Sean Puffy Combs was cutting his teeth as an A&R. He was shaping Mary J. Blige's album, My Life, helping her fuse hip-hop grit with R&B soul. And one of the tracks in the sessions was a short interlude, dark, moody, almost cinematic. Puffy wanted verses over it, so he got his boy Keith Murray to drop a verse.
How did it go from being an interlude to how did Big get on it?
Well, Keith Murray, Puff loved that cat, so he wanted to put him on an interlude. And Keith came through, he did his verse, but Keith started bugging out.
When Keith Murray bugged out, Puffy turned to Biggie to finish off the interlude.
He said, yo, you gotta go get your man Big, and tell him he gotta get on his beat. And he put it on, and all I heard was, who shot you out? I was like, what the?
And that's your first joint.
But when the album dropped in 1994, Biggie's verse was cut. The track was released only as the Keith Murray interlude. Big's bars never saw daylight. Not long after, Puffy got fired from Uptown. He launched Bad Boy Records, and Big followed him.
He took me out of a dangerous game, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I was selling drugs real hard, you know? When I got the record deal, all that got cut short. So it's like he Jesus to me, you know what I'm saying? Because he just saved me. And it's real, and I go all out.
Now, I ain't saying none of that, I'm not Jesus.
But Puffy didn't forget about that beat. He kept it in the stash. So when Puffy later resurrects that track as Who Shot Ya, the world doesn't hear a lost verse. They hear a loaded weapon. And Biggie, whether he liked it or not, was the man holding it. The record that lit the fire.
Who shot you? Who shot you? It's like, who shot you?
February 1995. Biggie's momentum is unstoppable. Biggie's album Ready to Die is climbing, and goated tracks like Juicy are blasting out of every radio. And Brooklyn has its king. Then Bad Boy drops a new single, Big Papa. But on the B-side, that forgotten Uptown verse finally sees daylight. A track called Who Shot Ya? The beat creeps in like a horror movie. And then Big spits.
Who shot ya? Separate the weak from the obsolete. Hard to creep them Brooklyn streets.
Damn, that shit slaps every time. Imagine Tupac is lying in a prison cell, still recovering from 5 bullets. And then he hears Biggie asking, who shot ya? That's crazy work. The streets didn't just hear clever wordplay, they heard a message.
And then boom, who shot you? Represent the weak from the ups. But that shit was like, ooh. It was cold. Like, I mean, I rolled plenty of nights with that thing in the lap.
Remember, Biggie had already recorded Who Shot Ya back in 1993. But dropping it in early 95, right after Pac got shot, felt like anything but a coincidence. To Puffy and Biggie, this was just raw hip-hop. A hard freestyle, nothing more. But magazines ran stories connecting the dots, and debates in the streets got heated.
Like, he think that record's about him. He know that record is old. That record's been done. That was done 6 months ago when they supposed to been on Mary J album.
Your label dropped a song, Who Shot Ya? Who the fuck is supposed to be about, bruh? Keep it a buck.
As I look back today on it, yeah, the timing probably could have been wrong, but it wasn't in our control. We didn't think like that. When you just know you ain't have nothing to do with nothing and nothing is about nobody, you're not thinking that way.
Big later told friends, "If I wanted to get at Pac, I wouldn't do it on no record. That wasn't about him." But the damage was done. So if you're Biggie, what hurts more, being falsely accused or watching your biggest record become a weapon you never meant to fire? War becomes official. August 1995, Madison Square Garden, the Source Awards. Biggie arrives at the height of his power. Ready to Die has gone platinum. Bad Boy is buzzing, and this should be his night of victory.
Brooklyn is up in here! Representing!
Suge Knight is also in attendance, the powerful founder of Death Row Records and the biggest rival to Puffy's Bad Boy empire. But when Suge Knight takes the stage, the energy flips. He throws a direct shot at Puffy.
Any artist out there want to be an artist and want to stay a star, and don't want to have to worry about the executive producer trying to be all in the videos, all on the record, dancing. Come to Death Row.
The crowd explodes. The boos rain down. What should have been Biggie's coronation turns into chaos. His name is being linked to betrayal. His label's being humiliated in front of the whole industry, and Puffy wasn't having it.
I'm the executive producer that a comment was made about a little bit earlier. But check this out, contrary to what other people may feel, I would like to say that I'm very proud of Dr. Dre, of Death Row, and Suge Knight for their accomplishments. And all this East and West that needs to stop.
Despite what Puffy said here, the lines were drawn. It wasn't just Bad Boy versus Death Row anymore. It was East Coast versus West Coast.
I really had thought we were cool, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Cool acquaintances, you know what I'm saying? Just being respectful from people coming into other cities and stuff.
Right.
And so when he had said, I was like, whoa, I definitely feel where that's coming from. I know that I'm not, what?
Yeah.
Are they crazy?
Ain't no in between. Either you with us or against us. Those who not with us, nothing.
But here's the irony. Big never wanted war. He told friends he just wanted to make music and become the king of New York through talent, not beef. But perception had already made its decision. He wasn't just a rapper anymore. He was a target. The day Tupac came home. October 1995, Clinton Correctional Facility. Tupac walks free, bailed out by Suge Knight, and officially signed to Death Row. Pac isn't thinking about rebuilding. He's thinking about revenge. His first interviews out of prison are all aimed at Biggie and Puffy.
They know in their heart. That's why they get held now. They can't sleep. That's why they telling all the reporters and all the people, why they doing this? They fucking up hip-hop. Because they ain't happy. They can't make money. They can't go anywhere. They can't look at themselves. Because they know prodigal son has returned. I'm alive.
To Biggie, it was old, not about him at all.
You're real confused about your situation, so it'll cause you to say things that you really don't mean.
To Pac, it was clear. Biggie dropped it as a taunt.
I'm just mad at my little brother when he don't respect me. And when you don't respect me, I'm gonna spank your ass. I don't give a how rich you got on the block. I'm your big brother. I will break your big ass down.
Inside Death Row, Pac's anger becomes strategy. He's telling anybody who would listen that Bad Boy were somehow complicit. Puffy knew, Big knew, everybody knew.
I already know who shot me. Number one, number two.
But if
it's like everybody knows who shot me. The police know who shot me. I don't have no problem.
they know who shot you, how come you don't know who shot you? They won't tell you?
No, it's just, I don't know. That situation with me is like what comes around goes around.
Biggie ignores everything and tries pushing his second album, Life After Death.
Sleep if y'all want, and of course, Life After Death. All the questions, everything you always want to know, what's going on with the situations between me and anybody else that got problems with me. Cop that album and get all your answers. To all my enemies, mwah, one love.
But how do you sell music when the loudest voice in rap is calling you a traitor? For Big, this wasn't just rap beef anymore, it was survival. The rap battlefield. June 1996. The rap world changes forever when Tupac drops the track Hit 'Em Up. It isn't just a diss, it's a declaration of war. Pac calls out Biggie, Puffy, Junior Mafia, and the entire Bad Boy family by name. And then comes the nuclear bomb. His claim that he slept with Faith Evans, Biggie's wife. So what were the lyrics? That's why I f***ed your bitch, you fat motherfucker. Whether true or not, it didn't matter. The streets believed it. Radio hosts couldn't stop talking about it. Fans debated it nonstop.
We sitting there looking at each other like, woo, wee. Boy, these boy mean business, boy.
Pac said he actually Biggie's wife.
I ain't one to gossip, but I seen this one with my own eye. Faith Evans did screw Tupac.
You know, seeing Faith, you know, that's Biggie's wife, so I'm like, damn, cuz. Wow. I'm going home.
Even when he played Hit 'Em Up the song, I didn't like the song.
Did you feel like it was
I didn't
too
like
much?
it.
Of course, Biggie was shocked that Tupac took it that far.
I mean, he was kind of shocked because at some point him and Pac were friends, and you know, he didn't really understand where all of the negativity was coming from.
That's what the game was back then. It was very competitive. People spoke their minds. They spoke how they felt. But you know, of course, we was hurt that he didn't have to go that far, go that route, you know what I mean? But that's just what it was back then, you know what I mean?
And buried in the track is one more dagger. Pac even flipped Biggie's own words back at him. Who shot me? But you punks didn't finish. Now, Who Shot Ya wasn't just a freestyle. It was the spark Pac used to fuel his biggest weapon. Biggie again chose silence. He told interviewers, "If I respond, I make it bigger. I'd rather focus on music." But in the end, he did respond. On the Get Money remix, Biggie dropped subtle lines many believed were aimed at Pac.
I'm the rapper with clout, everybody yap about. Check it out, guns I bust 'em. Problems with my wife, don't discuss them.
In hip-hop, half responses only fuel more questions. And the question that refused to die was the one in the title. Who shot ya? 2 murders, no answers. September 7th, 1996, Las Vegas. Tupac leaves the MGM Grand after a Mike Tyson fight. Hours later, a Cadillac pulls up alongside Suge Knight's BMW. 13 shots. 4 hit Tupac. 6 days later, he's dead at just 25 years old.
Rap star Tupac Shakur died last night after a brief life in a rough business. He was 25.
Biggie is devastated. Faith Evans remembered him calling her in tears.
I specifically know that was a moment that I heard a difference in his voice. There's just so much going on and all this craziness.
Friends said he wanted peace, not death.
And I called him downstairs, like how the movie. Like, yo, B.I., come here. Like, yo, look. And he just sat there and just stared at the TV. Just like stared at the TV for like 5 minutes and just put his head down. Just like, you know, like just f***ed up.
6 months later, March 9th, 1997, Los Angeles. Biggie leaves a Soul Train party. At a red light, another car pulls up. 4 shots, just like Pac. Biggie is gone before he can even see his 25th birthday.
A car just rolled up, started popping in the car. Didn't say nothing, didn't yell nothing. Just pop, 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 pop. Everybody got down in the truck, so that shit stopped. You know, we all hopped out. Everybody door open but Big door.
Puff grabbed me both of my arms. He said, "Gene, we gotta pray. We gotta pray." And I pushed the hands off me and I said, "Pray for what? That dead."
Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls, as he was known, until he was murdered 9 days ago in Los Angeles. Today, his body was returned to the mean streets of his New York neighborhood for the final act of his 24 years.
March 1997. Brooklyn stood still. Crowds poured into the streets as Biggie's casket came home. The city moved as one, people leaning from windows, chanting his name. And in that moment, hip-hop wasn't just mourning an artist. It was mourning a king it could never replace. 2 legends, 2 funerals, 6 months apart. And through it all, one track hung over both murders like a ghost. Who Shot Ya? What began as a leftover track had become the most cursed song in hip-hop. The legacy of Who Shot Ya? Today, Who Shot Ya is remembered less as a leftover track and more as a symbol. For some, it's proof of how dangerous perception can be in hip-hop. Something Big spit in '93 as a showcase of skill got twisted into a weapon, and the streets flipped it into a target on his back. For others, it's a reminder of how fragile the peace was. 2 friends turned into enemies. 2 kings gone before 25. All while the industry, the media, and the fans debated a question no one could answer. Biggie always insisted it wasn't about Pac. Puffy said the same. And maybe that was the truth, but truth doesn't always win. Perception does. And perception turned Who Shot Ya into the deadliest question in hip-hop. A reminder that sometimes a song's timing can be just as lethal as a bullet. Appreciate y'all for watching. If you want to go even deeper, hit that join button and become part of the 92 Bricks community. We love y'all for rocking with us. See you on the next one. Peace.